At the peak of the conflict, T.I. and his team stayed calm and confident. They didn't seem stressed or concerned about what was happening around them.
We got the #1 song in the country, man. Let them know, man.
And according to most people, they had won the rap battle.
Giannis Camp might have won the battle, but they ain't win the war.
Then things escalated fast when 50 Cent took things to another level. He posted, then quickly deleted, an Instagram screenshot teasing a documentary called Surviving T.I. and Tiny, claiming it was built around more than 20 sexual assault allegations involving T.I. and his wife. Even though he deleted it, the post spread everywhere, and people took it seriously because 50 Cent is known for actually following through on these kinds of moves. This wasn't a full documentary release, just a preview, but it was enough to shift the entire narrative. The impact hit harder because of the long history between them. Their issues go back nearly 20 years, starting as a New York versus Atlanta rivalry and turning personal in 2008 when 50 accused T.I. of being a snitch after his gun arrest, even referencing it in his music. The tension cooled off for years but came back recently when T.I. kept pushing for a Versus battle and, during Super Bowl weekend 2026, publicly claimed 50 had agreed but backed out. That sparked everything again. Instead of responding with music, 50 went straight to social media, bringing up old footage to push the snitch narrative and then posting a disrespectful image of T.I.'s wife. That post crossed a line, and when T.I.'s son reacted live on Instagram, the situation quickly moved beyond a normal rap beef into something much more serious and personal.
Chest nigga wanna say something about my mama. Your mama dead as fuck, nigga. Your mama dead as fuck. Go dig her up.
50 Cent's mother, Sabrina Jackson, was killed in 1984 when he was just 8 years old. This is something King Harris knew, but he continued anyway, which made the situation even more serious and personal.
Post a picture of your motherfucking mama, nigga. She dead, nigga. Pay respect, nigga.
King was framing his own actions as a response to how 50 started it. That going at a man's dead mother was his retaliation for 50 going at his living one.
What's wrong with you, nigga? Y'all just better tie y'all motherfucking shoes. Y'all just don't know who the fuck y'all fucking with, nigga.
The tone wasn't about sadness. It felt like a clear threat, and people online were watching everything closely. The very next day, on February 24th, T.I. posted a video dancing with his mother, wishing her happy birthday, while one of his diss tracks played in the background. Fans immediately noticed the contrast, seeing it as a direct jab at 50 Cent, who lost his mother, Sabrina Jackson. That same week, his son Demony Harris released a diss track called Ms. Jackson. But things went even further when King Harris crossed a line that even some supporters didn't agree with. He wore a t-shirt showing 50 Cent's late mother in a mocking way during a diss video, turning the situation from typical rap beef into something much more personal and controversial. Many people in hip-hop media were already saying things had gone too far, and they didn't see 50 Cent's silence as weakness. They saw it as something planned. That turned out to be true, because instead of dropping a diss track, he made a bigger move. Around that time, he posted and then deleted an Instagram screenshot teasing a documentary called Surviving T.I. and Tiny, mentioning around 20 sexual assault allegations. This showed he wasn't just trolling anymore. He was pointing to real accusations that had been around since 2021 and suggesting he could build a full project around them. The leak wasn't an actual episode. It was more like him showing his strategy. And people understood exactly what that meant because they had seen him use this approach before, which is why the threat felt serious and carried real weight beyond just music. What the documentary would focus on goes back to early 2021, when allegations against T.I. and Tamika Tiny Harris first became public. It started with Sabrina Peterson, a former friend of the couple, who accused T.I. of threatening her with a gun during an incident in 2009. After she spoke out, she said more than 30 people contacted her with similar stories involving the couple, including claims of being drugged, pressured, and assaulted over many years from around 2005 to 2018. By March 2021, attorney Tyrone Blackburn was representing 11 accusers, 8 women alleging direct sexual assault, and others with related claims. The stories shared had similar patterns, with women saying they were invited to parties or hotels, given drinks that were allegedly spiked with substances like MDMA, and then subjected to acts without their consent, including one claim from 2010 where a woman said she was forced into that situation. Some of the allegations were very serious. One woman said she was drugged and forced into sex at a hotel where she could not give consent, and another said T.I. and an associate did the same to her that same year. These claims were not just rumors on gossip blogs. Attorney Lisa Bloom also came forward representing 2 more women, and the New York Times spoke with 5 alleged victims who described similar patterns of drugging and assault. Attorney Tyrone A. Blackburn sent letters to authorities in California and Georgia asking for criminal investigations, calling it a pattern of deliberate, abusive behavior. This material had been publicly known for 5 years, and now 50 Cent was threatening to turn it into a documentary. Surviving a rap beef with a diss track is one thing, but dealing with a documentary built around sexual assault allegations is a completely different challenge, and that's what made his threat feel real. In fact, by May 2021, the LAPD had opened a formal investigation after at least 2 women filed reports. By September 2021, the Los Angeles County District Attorney decided not to file charges, mainly because the statute of limitations had expired on most of the claims. Around the same time, the VH1 reality show T.I. and Tiny, Friends and Family Hustle was canceled, and no criminal cases moved forward. Then, in January 2024, an Air Force veteran, referred to as Jane Doe, filed a civil lawsuit under California's Sexual Abuse and Cover-Up Accountability Act, which temporarily allowed some expired claims to be revived. She alleged that in 2005, she met T.I. and Tiny in a nightclub's VIP section, was given a drink that had been spiked, and was taken to a hotel room where she was sexually assaulted while clearly unable to consent. T.I. and Tiny immediately sought to have the case dismissed. In August 2024, a judge dismissed Jane Doe's lawsuit with prejudice because she failed to respond to T.I. and Tiny's legal filings, meaning the case could not be filed again. The couple has denied all the allegations, calling them false and attempts at extortion. In a statement in January 2024, they said, "We are innocent of these fake claims. We will not be shaken down, and we look forward to our day in court." No criminal charges have ever been filed. Meanwhile, T.I. also filed a defamation lawsuit against Sabrina Peterson in federal court in September 2024, which is still ongoing with a trial scheduled for June 2026. Even though T.I. and Tiny had legal protections, that only matters in court. A documentary doesn't need a verdict to make an impact. The law may have shielded them in 2021, but it can't stop a camera crew from interviewing witnesses. And legal outcomes aren't the full story, because 50 Cent isn't acting as a prosecutor. He's a producer, and history shows his projects don't need a conviction to cause damage. His strategy is deliberate. He provokes on social media first, shapes the public narrative second, and then rolls out production. By the time cameras arrive, the audience is already watching closely. His documentaries don't just tell a story, they frame and close it, making the narrative feel complete and impactful. And that's where the real impact comes, closing the story. 50 Cent doesn't make up allegations. He organizes them into a clear narrative with a beginning, middle, and end, then shares it with millions of viewers. That's exactly the strategy he's signaling toward T.I. On March 5th, 2026, he escalated the situation by posting old court footage of T.I. and promoting a Crime Stoppers hotline, keeping both the snitch narrative and the sexual assault allegations in public view. His caption joked, No, I don't like it. No versus, let's do the stay away challenge and stay away from me, LOL, which looked like trolling but really acted as a trailer. Blogger Tasha K later reported that sources close to 50 Cent confirmed he was actively preparing the project, specifically targeting the couple's alleged history of drugging and assault. Blogger Tasha K warned the Harris family to back off, saying 50 Cent doesn't play fair. But he kept moving, releasing the song No One Told Us What We're Here For, taking shots at T.I.'s family without naming him. On March 7th, 2026, he followed with No More Tricks, No More Tries, featuring Max B, with lyrics that clearly addressed T.I., including lines like No More Tricks, No More Tries, No More Believing the Lies, and the caption, I am the algorithm. 50 Cent isn't just responding. He's controlling the narrative, setting the stage before T.I. can tell his side. Fans watching knew the social media posts and songs were just the warm-up. His method, turning conflict into content, is the same strategy he used with Surviving R. Kelly, a documentary that reached 26 million viewers and eventually led to a conviction. By framing T.I. and Tiny in a similar spotlight, he's daring them to respond. T.I. fired back on March 5, 2026, posting a video from his Let Them Know shoot with a caption challenging 50 Cent bar for bar, hit for hit, or doc for doc, hinting at a documentary of his own. But it's unclear if he can match 50's platform, audience, and distribution power. The feud quickly drew in the whole Harris family. King Harris escalated things with an Instagram live targeting 50 Cent's late mother, Sabrina Jackson, sparking massive backlash. Some saw loyalty. Others felt he'd crossed a line no one should touch. Boozy Badass criticized King Harris for crossing a line, saying mocking a dead parent is never okay. But the whole Harris family got involved anyway. Demony Harris, T.I.'s other son, released the diss track Ms. Jackson on February 27, 2026, keeping it focused on rap rather than personal attacks. Even their 9-year-old daughter joined in, posting a singing video framed as a response to 50 Cent disrespecting her mother. Tiny praised her sons for standing up for her, seeing it as protection. T.I. had a more complicated take. He admitted in a podcast that he had spent years trying to rein King in and told him to stop after the T-shirt incident, emphasizing that his goal was to show the women in his family that men would defend them. But this defensive stance gave 50 Cent new material to exploit. Observers noted that 50's team was likely scrutinizing every move, ready to use any misstep legally or publicly. Even 50 acknowledged the T-shirt stunt, framing King as the wounded party in the court of public opinion. While it looked like entertainment, the documentary threat made it clear this was serious. As of March 8, 2026, no documentary has been officially announced, but 50 Cent's silence and past track record suggest the threat alone carries weight. Using the Surviving R. Kelly model, 50 Cent has shown that even without a conviction, a documentary can shape public perception and damage careers. T.I.'s legal situation is different. The statute of limitations has expired on most claims, and a 2024 civil lawsuit was dismissed, but public perception doesn't need a court ruling. If a documentary goes public, it could affect T.I.'s album tour, business ventures, and overall reputation, even without new legal consequences. T.I. and Tiny's businesses, including the Trap Music Museum, real estate, media projects, and even T.I.'s acting work in the Ant-Man films, could face scrutiny if a documentary goes public. Tiny's reunion appearances might also be affected, but the impact isn't guaranteed. If the documentary is weak, lacking new evidence, or fresh accusers, it could backfire. T.I. has a loyal fan base that has supported him through legal troubles and controversy, and some fans already view 50 Cent's actions as jealousy rather than accountability. T.I. has even hinted at a doc-for-doc counter-documentary that could target 50 Cent's family estrangements, business issues, and past controversies, creating a stalemate or the appearance of one, something 50 Cent thrives on. While T.I. and his family have won the rap battle with diss tracks, Instagram posts, and public displays of loyalty, 50 Cent's history shows he excels at long-term strategy, especially with documentaries, where he can outlast and shape public perception. King Harris's confidence in his Instagram Live rant signals that the family feels in control, but 50 Cent's track record of planning chaos carefully suggests that the real fight is still ahead, and it will likely cause far more damage than any diss track ever could.